eyes.
Hi, Andy.
Luann, Lisa, Cynthia, how are you feeling?
We're feeling Jovani. Feeling Jovani. Feeling Jovani. Feeling Jovani. And it feels so good. Statement necklace, reckless flair. You can't take me anywhere. Crowds of people stop and stare. Paparazzi on the air. I fall hard, yes I do. Watch me go, it's nothing new. What they say may be true. I keep walking, wouldn't you? Can't escape this party scene. Hell would count as nothing. You can
Wow.
catch me, it's true.
Feeling Jovani. Guys, I've never, you know what I'm feeling from this week's New York episode? I didn't have words for it, like how I was feeling, how it was, what it was doing to me, how it was affecting my emotions. And I realized there's only one way to describe it. That is, I'm feeling Jovani about it. I didn't know it was an adjective, but it is.
And it feels good.
It feels good. Guys, welcome to Bitch Sesh. It's Danielle Schneider. Sadly, Casey Wilson is not here today. Just last minute, her brother and his wife are having a baby, and so she had to run off this morning to San Francisco. But for good news, so that's all good. But the great news is we have an amazing co-host guest who I'm excited about. She is a hilarious actress, woman, writer, improviser, workout buddy of Casey's. She's been on the podcast before, and you guys loved her. Please welcome Blair Beeken.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi, are you feeling Jovani?
I am, and it feels good.
It feels right.
Yeah, it does.
Now, was that the first time you had heard it?
It was. So the rapping did catch me off guard.
You know it's coming because you can't sing a tune. So it's always, but it's still, it's shocking every time.
It is, every time.
The range is quite small.
Yeah, I mean, I can't sing. I'd say it's similar to that. Yeah.
I mean, it was everything I wanted to be. I loved the little sketch at the top of the show with Andy, our God and Savior, and Cynthia Bailey, and also Lisa Rinna.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I didn't know who Cynthia was, but that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they don't, you can't, when you see the video, I mean, there's lots of great lyrics. There is a lyric that's my favorite one. It says, Cabaret's my Cabernet. Which is like beautiful. I mean, that's poetry. That's beat poetry.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Oh, it was just, I mean, we didn't know she was dropping it this week. It was such a surprise, and then it dropped.
Yeah, and I don't, how does she say that she, like, what is feeling Jovani? I don't understand
That's what it is. It's a feeling. It's like, in Hebrew, there's shalom, and it means many different things.
That's Jovani.
And in Hawaii, aloha. It's so many words,
Sure.
So, like, there's so many meanings, and I think that's what Jovani is.
Okay,
now.
yeah. I mean, because I think about, like, Dorinda yelling it.
Yeah, that's
and, like,
Jovani.
how that feels.
There's Jovani and Jovani
Yeah.
and Jovani. There's feeling Jovani. It's in your body. You can't explain it, but you know it when you feel
it. Yeah.
And that's what she's feeling.
I hope to feel it sometime.
Oh, I felt it when I was watching.
When you're listening to it.
Yeah, guys, so we have a great show for you today. What a week to be alive. What a week. I mean, we're going to get into New York in a minute. But it took my breath away. In fact, I'm sorry we're a little late with the podcast. I had many people on social media being like, this week, where are you? We're like, I know. Sorry, we're getting to it. It was work and kids. And so we knew we had to get it to the people. And so I'm sorry we're late. But I also needed a day or two to process it.
I mean, that was TV unlike it's ever been made before.
I mean, I remember being like the finale of Sopranos and like some of the greats, and this is so much more. This is the new Game of Game of Thrones was disappointing compared to what New York is.
Right, and the
finale
fact that it's not over.
I know. I mean, every week I don't think it can top itself, and then it does.
Right. Like, I mean, the fact that Bethenny is still going to be going when we come back on Wednesday.
Oh, real quick, I don't want to forget before we get into New York. I just wanted to plug a few shows that Casey and I are doing very soon coming up. Some special shows, not regular shows. We are not going on tour this summer because we just got a little too busy with our schedule. But we do have 2 shows coming up. We have another Bitch Sesh Watch Sesh at the UCB Theater coming up on June 22nd, Wednesday, June 22nd at 7:30 p.m. The Watch Sesh is when we watch an episode with you guys. And last time it was the most fun we've ever had. It was like watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It was a blast. Like we were all just like yelling and laughing and screaming at the same time. And it was church, you know, it was the most communal experience I've ever had. And I loved it so much. So we have to do it again. It's last minute, but we just needed to do it another time. So that's going to be again at UCB Theater, June 26th, Wednesday at 7:30 with special guest Matt McConkey. He's going to be joining us and we're going to have a lot of fun. And so come on out to that. And then another very special show is coming on August 1st. August 1st, Casey and I are going to do a Bitch Sesh Live at the Jane Club in Los Angeles with our special guest, Miss June Diane Raphael. That's right. June is coming back and she's going to do this live show. And it's a special show because it's for charity. It's going to, all the proceeds are going to go to the Jane Legacy Fund, which provides membership to the Jane Club for deserving game changers in the community, free memberships. And all the money from the show will go to people that deserve that and are doing great things in their community. And the thing that's special about this show is it's a very intimate show. So there's not a ton of tickets, but it is an intimate show. And we're going to do a cocktail party, Casey, June, and I beforehand, so that we all just kind of get to like have some drinks and mingle with some listeners. And it'll be really fun and talk and tell our favorite Jovani feelings together. So that's at the Jane Club. And I'm going to post it on social media with a link and everything. And that'll be August 1st with Casey, June, and I. And all proceeds go to charity. So that's going to be really a nice, intimate, fun Bitch Sesh Live event. All right. So now, can I just real quick, Blair, before we get into New York, I am curious how you got into the Housewives, and did you discuss this? I can't remember the last time you were on the show, but is New York your favorite city? How do you feel?
Oh yeah, New York is 100% my favorite city.
And why is that? I mean, I know right the last 2 seasons have been so stellar, but is there a reason? Has it always been, or?
I started watching from the very beginning.
From the jump.
Yeah, and so like out of the gates, like I was a Vicky Gunvalson girl.
Yeah, you were a Gumbel girl?
Yeah. So like OC used to be my favorite. Mm-hmm. And then like 5 years ago, I toured for Second City and I lived on a cruise ship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you have some thoughts on Below Deck, I know.
Oh, yeah, I do. And so, I didn't watch TV for like a year. So I lost track of some of the girls.
Yeah.
And then,
that happens.
Yeah. And then when I kind of came back and I got settled, I got back into it. And that's when New York was really picking up steam.
Yeah.
And I mean, New York, I think I've kind of always held on to, but OC after that was...
Well, after Brooks left, it's been and Shannon's breakdown. I mean, there have still been... Shannon is a gift, and she's a gift and a curse, and we've all benefited and lost from our relationship with her, but...
Yeah, and she's been fun. Devastating. But fun. But New York consistently brings it.
I mean, I said this last week, but like I worried that there wouldn't be anything this season, and it just never stops.
It's wild. I mean, I think there's part of them that I see in some of my friends.
Like which parts? The alcoholism?
Yeah. Like when I watch those girls go on a trip, I think, that is what my friends will be doing at that age too. Because it's like, that's what we revert back to. Like we just went on a girls trip to Oregon and like all my college friends, and it was shockingly similar.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we didn't make anyone go to AA the next morning,
but maybe you should have.
But yeah, like we say that behind each other's backs.
Of course, but not to their faces.
Yeah.
If you were on reality TV, maybe you would say to each other's faces. Lessons were learned this week. I mean, I guess let's just jump right in because from the get, it was wild.
I mean, absolutely. For me, I like seeing kind of Bethenny right out of the gate hungover. Like that is...
She does some of her best work hungover, for sure. she's very funny in the morning when she has her defenses down and her as well as her eyeliner down.
Yeah.
It's just,
she's either got her shades on, like usually she's got her shades
yes, which I appreciate that look.
Either like picking through the food or laying in bed. She looked like the Unabomber this week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that. You sort of, I felt like this week with Bethenny, like I felt like I knew what she looked like without her skin on. Just like like if I took off her skin, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, like it looks like I know what that looks like on her, just because she was just so like, I've drank too much. You know, you would think a hangover would deter these ladies, but it never seems to bring them down.
I know, and that's kind of what I like about them too. Because I mean, I like part of the reason I like to drink is,
yes, please,
is because like I know that I like it when other people are drinking because I find it entertaining. So like when I'm like partying, I'm doing it as a favor to my friends.
It's a gift.
Yeah. So like I like when other people are doing that for me because I find.
So you don't drink for yourself, you drink for them?
Yeah, it's for others.
I believe that Sonja does that because can we talk about when Sonja went to the AA meeting? Just so wild. And I quote, she's like, I do believe that Sonja has a huge heart and she truly does love people and wants to help them. And her reaction to the AA meeting was she was like, I can't help these people. I can't take them home to the townhouse.
That's exactly what I wrote down too.
It's like such a wild take on what she needs to do in AA is help. No, you're here to help yourself. So,
I mean, she was even talking later and she goes, I mean, the other guy's living in the street now.
God,
like all concerned about these people.
And it's like, no, you're not there to help them, Sonja. You are like as if she was standing apart and this was one of her charity balls, as if she was, bridey or, someone that she was throwing a party for to help their cause. And no, you're the cause.
Right.
Sonja.
You need the help. And
as if her townhouse, which is no longer hers.
Right.
Could help anyone solve the problem that they have.
But they always say, like, the sickest ones want to help the sick? Or what is that like?
Can't wait with this expression.
I feel like a lot of I think of people in my life who probably need the most help. They're the ones that think they should be helping others. Yeah. Like, it's like you take it off of yourself. Like, the more you pay attention to somebody else's problems, you're like...
Yeah.
Then you don't have to look at yours.
Yeah. So, I'd much rather solve anybody else's problem than my own because they're not mine. They're easy to solve when they're not happening in my body.
Yeah. I mean,
my house.
And I don't want Sonja to get help. Like, is that bad? I mean, that's bad to say. But.
Well, it's not bad. I mean, look, when I do think that Sonja, no matter what, has an entertaining personality.
Yes.
She said, I think one of the hardest things for her at that AA meeting too was just not being the center of attention seemed to really like stop her dead in her tracks. To not have everybody being like, oh, it's good times Sonja here. Like, and for like Lou in her mind to get the spotlight, I think was devastating for her.
Oh, for sure. And Lou like put on a show.
Oh,
she told her story.
I think she did some numbers. I think she screamed Jovani. Like, I think she was practicing material for the Cabaret, doing like her best 5-minute set. Like, she was on a roll at that meeting. And then also, which really cracked me up, was Sonja said, I mean, sometimes I don't even take the subway because I feel so bad for the people. It's like, I'm one of those people.
I know. I mean, this is going to sound bad. The fact that I just compared my friends to the New York women and then they're not really like that, but also I relate to that in some way. Like, it's why I don't like getting to the airport early.
Because you don't want to see people traveling, even though you are one of the travelers.
Sometimes I just can't take in.
Just seeing someone eating like a Miami sub in like a
everything
area.
Bums me out. Like when I lived on the cruise ship, watching people on vacation was like devastating for me.
Sometimes when I was waitressing, it really bummed me out to see people eating.
Yes.
I don't know. It was like to see their conversation and their dates. Like, I don't know why. Maybe because I secretly needed to be them. And it's like they're higher on the chain than me right now. Like, I'm serving them. I'm waiting on them. I'm begging them for money. And for some reason, like, having to watch people eat their food and like it made me sick to my stomach and it made me feel sorry for them. And it's like, they feel sorry for me. But like, it was so strange.
I was performing for them on a cruise ship and I felt bad for them.
Yeah, it's like, no. No, it's you.
Yeah.
It's you. And I get that. That is a feeling I totally relate to that.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, you have to, otherwise you'll want to kill yourself. And that's not great. Now,
No, that's not.
Ramona going after Tinsley's guy. Like when Tinsley was about to go on the date with that guy and Ramona lost her shit. Like, Ramona is scary with men. Like, I wouldn't want to cross her when she has like that bullseye on a man.
Right. I mean, she's possessive with everything.
Every man.
Yeah.
Any man.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, well, but so was Sonja when she was talking about.
They're both strangely very jealous of Tinsley.
Yeah. And it's a small pool. Like, I mean, they're both in their 70s.
That's a gift.
And so, like, looking for a single, so it's like at this point, you have to assume you're all fucking the same people.
Oh, they are. Harry Dubin has been in
Everywhere.
every vagina on the show. Like, Harry's Dubin is just Harry's Dubin. Harry's Dubin has been in all of them ladies.
Yeah. And I mean, well, most of them are scary to me in general. Like, any of them being the bullseye of any of their, like.
You don't want to get in, like, the laser focus Ramona has when she gets out. And, like, any night she's not on a date is a lost night to her.
Yeah.
It's like, I could be on a date. Instead with you losers. We're on vacation. We're on a girls' trip. Like, the dick hunger is so strange.
Oh, it's thick.
It's thick.
And I feel like, I mean, I'll never forgive myself for saying this, but I think there's something sweet between her and Mario still.
I do too. Don't you forgive yourself, because I believe that there is a sexual fire. Mm-hmm. I mean, I believe Ramona is a dragon slayer in the bedroom.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Because she's a boss in the boardroom.
Oh, she is. And you know she is. I mean, and Mario liked it.
Oh my God,
he
for
liked
sure.
it.
And he's realizing now there's no one else out there like that.
He needs that crazy. He needs that crazy.
For sure. And I mean, I get it. They were together for so long. They probably had to go see what else was out there because, I mean, let's be real. Most marriages don't last.
No, they don't. I mean, I've been with my husband for 10 years now, and I'm hoping we make it. But
no, yeah, you're fine.
Oh,
It's the
we're
others.
good. We're
Yeah.
totally good. Everybody else, though, well, good luck.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Barb.
Okay, well, Barb looked like she got hit in the face with a sack of potatoes. Like, there was one scene where they just showed her face.
Lord, Barb.
I feel like every time they show her, it looks like she just put her head up and got smacked in the face.
And her putting on the self tanner. So.
Oh, and she said, "I want to be a little Latina" or something.
I don't know what.
It was offensive and
rough.
sad.
And it was just, and then Bethenny saying to Barb, you're alone. You're alone. Like, she was literally like, you're alone. You're alone.
I mean, even that, like, even when Bethany's there for someone, it still feels so nasty and
I
so.
know, she can't do it. She, even at her best, she's her worst.
Yeah, I mean, she was trying to comfort poor Barb.
When she was like, I mean, put on a bathing suit, have a and join the conversation. It's like, oh God, poor Barb.
But I mean, Barb looks great in workout clothes.
Oh, she looks fantastic.
She's got what? Does she have one of those faces where it's like she looks like she's like bigger or something, but then her body's actually banging?
I don't know. You know, I can't quite get my head around Barb yet, and I know we've watched her for a few weeks, but she's so the editors do her so dirty. They put her in the periphery so much. I don't quite know. I can't get my head around like Barb.
It's like they played into that thing to like they allow her to be the second fiddle. Like even like they don't give her a backbone at all.
No.
Like if she's ever said anything for herself, which she
she
started
finally
to this week.
because she's not wrong. Luann will leave anyone on the side of the road.
Oh my God, for sure. And Luann used to be my favorite, and I'm really struggling this season.
Well, you know, she is best on some level when she has been humbled.
Yeah.
And she is on a cabaret cloud in the sky.
But like, I like her. I always liked her confidence. Like,
yes.
And like, she could walk into a room and even though
she's beautiful. Like, I can't, she's gorgeous.
And she's also like a fucking idiot. And
yeah,
so like, I like that, but she's like, not, since she's sober, she's just not maybe making as many.
But she's not sober.
Is she or is she not?
Laugh. I mean, look, she's struggling. And I think that's all these women are struggling, but she seems to, and she's put herself, she's not smart because she has put herself in a position to be surrounded by alcohol.
Right.
And none of these women should be on dinners, and you know what I mean? Like, you need to get a hold of yourself. I believe I have not done the steps, and so there are people that are wiser than me that know more, but I do believe that you have to take yourself out of harm's way until you're ready to get in harm's way. And she jumped right into that cabaret show. Like, she left rehab to get to a cabaret show. And so I mean, it's probably terrible of me to say, but like, I don't want them to get help. I know.
Because then it's like, what then?
For the show, it doesn't work. For their lives, it's probably best.
But is it? Like, I mean, like, what? Anymore. Then what is Sonja? She's boring.
But she's alive?
I think she's gonna live no matter what.
I know. She's pickled forever, and she's gonna outlive us all. She's like one of those people like that you hear like drank moonshine until they were 100 and they were fine. You know, like.
Yeah. I mean, she could get hit by a bus tomorrow.
And be fine? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, like, why stop drinking? No. Because, like.
She should enjoy her life, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. It helps me enjoy mine.
Yeah, of course. And, but when she got upset because of the sand, obviously it was more than that. But just her, like, freaking out over the sand and Luann not hearing it and being like, she's like, yeah, the sand, and I gotta get out of here. And Luann's like, anybody want to go for a swim? Like, she kept saying, I mean, the pool looks gorgeous. Are we going to go down to the beach or what? And everyone was like, we're going home. With our truffle fries, which they didn't get, which I totally was like,
I was ready for this because I was hungry. I'm always
fries
hungry.
too. I literally went to the kitchen during that. I was like, I need to eat something. The fact that they didn't get the truffle fries was so upsetting to me. It was one of the more upsetting aspects of the entire episode.
Speaking of food, did you notice in the kitchen at one point when they were showing the snacks and there were just like Christmas cookies out?
No, I didn't.
Did you see that?
No.
It was so bizarre.
Did Dorinda bring them? It feels like a Dorinda thing to like pack those all the way from New York and like scuttle them down to Miami, or like her Santa sister scuttling down to Miami, showing up as Santa again.
They were just sitting there on the table. I don't know.
Now, Casey is not here, but she wanted to chime in on a moment that she thought was one of the more devastating moments of the episode. And she called in from a car to, or not called, but recorded a message. And so we're going to play that right now.
Hello, everyone. It's Casey reporting to you live from San Francisco. I'm so sorry I'm not there tonight. I just found out that my brother's wife was going into labor, and 2 hours later, I'm on the ground in San Francisco. He's had a healthy baby. I could not be happier. I'm crying. I'm laughing. Wish my mom was here to see this. I'm just so overjoyed. And yet, I needed, in an abrupt shift in topic, I needed to speak on Tinsley's monologue last night to Brett in New York on the date. I know a lot of other things happened in the episode that Blair and Danielle will intrepidly report on, like Barb's self-tanner, but by the way, cried 2 times on behalf of Barb in the episode, those fucking bitches. Barb is a nice person. She must get off the show, but she's very nice. But what I'm here to speak about today is the monologue that we cut to ever so briefly while Tinsley was on a date that Bethenny Cyrano de Bergerac for her with Brett. This is the conversation our beloved, incredible producers and cameramen found for us. I'm sorry if it's so loud. Here is the monologue we dropped in on with Tinsley on a date with Brett. Reminder to anyone who hasn't seen it, this is a first date. And honestly, this is 20 seconds of a 2-hour date. This is what we get in 20 seconds. A reminder, not an impersonation, just simply a call to action, really. Here we go from Tinsley. I have a mugshot. I was in jail, just so you know. They were like, Tinsley, you can't go. You can't go on a date with him because he doesn't want to have kids. I was like, first of all, girl, I don't even know if I actually want one. My mother wants me to. It's a whole thing. I don't know. I am 43. Probably should. It's a whole other thing. Maybe one. Doesn't matter. I'm not talking to you about that. I'm just saying I might be okay with just chihuahuas. Scene. Discuss, process, mull it over this Flag Day. Happy Flag Day, everyone. Congratulations to Fletcher and Kathleen. Love you all. Back to you next week. This episode of New York truly was, as Andy Cohen himself emailed us, the episode where the pot boils over. Over and out. Back to you, Danielle and Blair.
I forgot about the chihuahua part.
It was so devastating. I kept saying to myself, stop, Tinsley, stop.
It's like she keeps having to repeat that she's 43, like reminding herself, telling us, and it's like, I know that, like...
That, and the mugshot. Tinsley, just shut up. What Tinsley does, it's like when I have a huge zit on my face and I need to walk into a room and be like, I have the zit. I know I have a zit, so nobody needs to talk about my zit because I know I have the zit. You know, it's that type of thing that she's doing, but so much worse.
Yeah, I mean, saying it so that nobody else can say it before
I know,
you.
but nobody else is saying it, and they're not going to, Tinsley. So just meet a person. I mean, they don't need to know. And then about her mother and the kids, and it just gave me, you know, that feeling you have right before you're about to throw up, and you're like, am I going to throw up? I might throw up.
Yeah.
And you start to get like saliva.
Yeah, you're swallowing it.
That's what that moment gave me. That same feeling.
Where you're kind of like leaning over the toilet being like, I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and it's almost better to throw up.
Yeah.
But that's what, like...
It'll be over soon.
It'll be over, hopefully.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. Like, this date will be over soon.
It's. I mean, I don't understand her because I don't, like, even saying like you're 43, like that's a perfectly fine age.
Yes,
and
of course.
we see that is exactly what she looks like, actually. She looks exactly that age.
She's
Like,
gorgeous and sweet and got a cute little thing going on. And she doesn't need to do much. Like, if she just shut up.
She'd be better
like,
off.
For the kind of guy that she wants.
Yeah.
Because the kind of guy that she wants isn't going to want somebody who has levels, basically.
Right.
And she wants a guy that's just going to, like, entertain, you know, or, like, she's going to entertain while he goes to work, you know, like this sort of, like, 1950s, 1960s version of women that her mother sort of taught her. And if she could just shut her mouth, she can get that.
Yeah, and I think that Brett is that's where she should be going because, like, she's not... Like, her personality sucks. Like, I don't like Tinsley. I think she sucks. Mm-hmm. But, like, she should be going for an older man. Because, like, a younger guy is going to get sick of her. Mm-hmm. So, like, going for that older guy that's not going to be able to get her pregnant, unfortunately. But she does have the chihuahua.
Yeah,
so.
and she has her eggs.
Yeah. So, but when you freeze your eggs...
yeah, they're good.
But
good to go.
Who gets them... Like, if she...
Well, she could have... His sperm is... probably mostly fine.
Like, you can...
Well, I think it's janky, probably.
But, like, can you get a woman pregnant in your 60s?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Charlie Chaplin had, like, kids when he was, like, 90.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay,
like,
good.
Oh, yeah. Michael Douglas. Like, they're all, like, 100.
Fair.
Who else? Someone recently, I think, like, Billy Joel just had a baby. And
God.
he is, like... full of booze and music.
He married some girl I went to college with.
No.
Yeah, she graduated in like 2003, and he
I
married
felt
her.
like I had my chance with Billy Joel, and I
Really? Did you have a night with him?
no, I never met him.
But that would have been your guy.
But I felt like, I'm a strange. I have a
Really?
strange level of attraction. Like, I am attracted to strange men. I mean, I think my husband's very handsome, but
Sure.
I also have a thing for, like, weird men.
Who else?
I am attracted to who else on the show?
Brett?
What?
Brett.
Who's Brett?
The guy that...
Oh, Brett? Oh, no, I find him very attractive.
Yeah.
But who on the show? Oh, I find, what's his name? Who I was just saying, who Ramona made out with.
Oh, Harry Dubin.
I find the dudester very attractive. Like, I get the Dubin.
You get that. Like older grandpa.
Yes. Well, not grandpa, but like but like Jack Nicholson 15 years ago.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
something in that is...
Sure.
I'm not proud of it. I'm just being honest.
Right.
At this point.
I guess I get it a little. I mean, Billy Joel, though.
I know it's strange, but something about that voice, you know? Mm-hmm. But yes, Tinsley was so sad. That was just...
There was one other thing that, just going back on Sonja, she did say, quote, when I go out to party, I go out to party. And I love that because there are some people when they just are going out to party, they're just like not a good time. And I like that Sonja knows, like, if she's going to do it, she's going to go all out.
Yeah.
And I do like that she can go 2 nights in a row.
Oh, she can
3?
4 or 5. She can do it and never stop.
And the other thing is like every episode of New York, this is another reason why I love that show, is one night. Like they do so much shit in one night that it's a full episode. Like,
oh my God.
Southern Charm is weeks.
Weeks to get like Craig's sleepily waking up being like, oh, somebody just help me with my pillows. It's just like, that's months of footage.
Yeah.
They're digging through it right now. This is 3 hours in Miami.
Yes, I mean, that is so amazing.
Oh, another great moment when they're all at the house, like eating, crab cakes, and then Bethenny says to Barbara, like they're all toasting Barbara, and she goes, "We feel connected, Barbara." Like congratulations, Barbara, you connected with us because you talked shit about Luann. Like it was such a sad moment, but then Luann like traipsing down the street, like in My Fair Lady when he's singing like I have often walked down the street, but like when he was like on the street where you live, like that way. But it's her like traipsing along and then going to see her cabaret
picture
at the theater and saying, amazing.
I know, that was maybe the saddest moment for me.
Oh, I had to rewind that moment so many times.
Oh, it wasn't even like a billboard. It was just your picture on the wall. Like that was tragedy for me.
It was so, and then having all, just like giggling to herself, like,
I made it.
I did it. I did it. They didn't think I could, but I could. No, we thought you could.
The other thing that's wild is they all like call each, like all the housewives in general call each other narcissists.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like they all are.
Mm-hmm. But she is beyond. Like she can't even... She doesn't. I've never seen more of a narcissist.
Like when Bethenny was breaking down, which almost brought me to tears.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't know what to do with it. It was like,
yeah,
that was wild.
And let's talk about that argument a little, because Bethenny lost it. She lost it on Lou at that dinner, and like just because Lou wasn't paying attention. And we have a clip that we're going to play from that now.
Because you're an asshole that didn't even have lunch with us today, that you go to look at your own poster.
I went for a swim at the beach, for God's sake. You're missing her pain. You're not getting it. It's so sad. This is so sad.
Do you understand? It was a whole weekend. I took weeks of my life for you. She's being your f***ing doormat.
No, she has not been my doormat. She's my friend.
She saved you. I had lawyers come to your house on a Sunday. I spoke to your kids. I sat outside in your driveway to make sure that you didn't drive your car. You almost crashed the boat and killed your friends. You were running in a field in negligee and had to be taken in cop cars, and I made sure that they didn't record it so you didn't ultimately get arrested.
I was not in a good place.
You left the rehab that I got you for free 2 weeks early and said,
I didn't leave 2 weeks early.
Yes, you did. You
No,
left early.
I left a week early to go because I had to work.
Cabaret!
Yes, and I needed to go.
For Cabaret, you left
I needed to
rehab.
go and do that.
You're a sicko for Cabaret.
The image of her running through the field in a negligee.
I think it's quite glamorous. Yeah. Because if I were running away from the cops or anyone, it would be in a pair of like period sweats. Yeah. Like it would not be. You know what I mean?
Oh my
so
God,
the fact
absolutely.
that she's in a negligee just by herself, sipping a martini, like, I mean, I know it's tragic, but it's a glamorous tragic.
It does. It just sounds like the image of someone who just had a complete psychotic break.
Yes, very Blanche Dubois.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Like, is someone here for me? Oh, the boys are coming. I must put on my negligee. It's wild.
And then she thinks the cops are the boys.
Yeah, she's like, oh, my suitors are here. My dance card is full. Like, it's wild. So like obsessed with it. And also the fact that during this whole argument, and I wish we had a visual of this right on the screen, but like a lobster Pop-Tart comes out.
I was gonna say there was a popcorn machine. There was a big old pink toaster in the middle.
Like, what they were eating was so contrary to what was happening.
Yes.
It was like so incongruous. I was like, what is happening? And the editor going to the food. It was like, what are you doing?
I think there was a full blown popcorn machine on this, like a movie theater popcorn machine on this table.
I don't know what this restaurant serves.
Barton G. I had to.
Did you look it up? What's on that menu?
I said that to because I was watching it with my friend Emily, and she was like, "That's just what they do there." And I was like, "What?" Like, sir,
they brought a pink toaster with top, like in the middle of this crazy, like a huge Sonja-sized toaster with two ginormous Pop-Tarts as big as my head, and it was. I've never seen, and I was so proud of the editors for like focus. Like, I needed to know what was happening. I needed to get a full picture, and they really. And then there's Lou and her Florida florals, because if you remember, she's like. From the mugshot, she loves a long floral when she's in Florida.
Even when she was going to AA and she had her long dress on, and as Sonja said, she had a slit up to her crotch or whatever.
Well, then her chastising Sonja for what she was wearing to AA.
Too much.
She was like, "No, you can't wear that to AA." I was like, "Why not? Like, people are gonna be dressed in all sorts of ways. Like, let her go. Who cares?"
How about Dorinda's white suit that night? Did you see that?
I forgot about that. There was so much going on.
Well, it was when I think it was all the same moment when Bethenny started noticing that she had gotten period all over something. And she goes, I mean, unless it's chocolate. Oh, God.
Women have lost their minds. They just let it all hang out. It was Bethenny was like losing her breath. I mean, something's obviously going on.
Well, it's like
it's the dentist of it all.
They say this. She says this every fucking season, though. I mean, last year when they were in Cartagena and she had the flip out on
Carol.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she lost her mind there too. She was crying that whole trip. It just isn't a trip unless Bethenny.
No, and I appreciate
has a breakdown.
She was hyperventilating and just freaking out. It was terrifying.
I know. I think that, just in general, like I love to watch her and I think I like her in some ways, but like that's not an energy I could ever imagine being around. Like, could you even imagine being on the receiving end of her comfort? Like what she was doing to Barb?
No. It was all too much.
Yeah.
She's a lot too. She's too much. And then when they cut to the scenes from next week, they don't even mention it. It's not even a part of the plot. Like, I'm like, so we're going to pretend that didn't, if I saw someone behaving in that way, I would be like, I think you need to go home. And I think you need to get your shit together because there's something going on here and you need rest and you need to be home.
Right. But that's when I also am like, they like play to the TV show a little bit. I mean, that scene, that's beautiful acting if it is, but
I consider myself quite a thespian.
Yeah, I agree.
And as are you, and could you hit those notes? I mean
fuck no.
Those can you paint with those colors?
No. But like there was one fight where it was like maybe Luann and Dorinda or something in the hallway and they fought and then they made up in a way.
Immediately where I was like, you guys I would carry that with me for days.
And that's when I'm like, oh, that's because they have to be like, we're going to ham it up a little bit right now, but I want you to know you're still kind of my girl.
But with those two, I don't know. They are just,
they're all
deep.
They're all psycho. So like none of them have boundaries. They're all narcissists. So like none of them truly
have boundaries. I think that's what you're saying. I think you're right. I think that's something.
They have low expectations or higher expectations than they should for anyone. But then they're just used to that not getting met. So it's like, whatever.
Oh, real quick. I just remembered that when Bethenny and all the women were like chanting at Barb, like, energy is everything. Energy is everything. Like all of them. Yes, it's everything. Energy is everything. I was like, oh, Barb, you poor thing. Your energy is weird. I'm not going to lie, but to have a group of women shouting in your face, energy is everything. That's not fair. And then last thing I'll say, if you want anything to say else about New York, but in the promo for next week, before I had heard the full Feeling Jovani song, just one of the other lyrics that she's rapping in AA sort of like saying, which is one day at a time. Yes. Is nothing sacred? Nothing is sacred.
And who's like the producers on these songs, like, are they in on it?
Yeah.
Like,
she can't write that shit herself.
Well, right. But I mean, do they realize that this is all just like a big joke? Like, do they really think she's talented, or are they kind of like, this will be cheeky?
I don't even think that's something they think about. I think they're cashing checks.
Yeah, and they're kind of like, just have her say whatever.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. We'll make it good.
Yeah.
We'll make it catchy. I mean, I'm listening. I can't imagine that it has less than like hundreds of thousands of downloads because everybody is like me. And I'm like, this train wreck is now like a part of the songbook in my head and the songbook of my life.
And I know you touched on it last week, but we're the problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're the problem. And I like it. I'm like, should we take a break?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're back. And I have to, Blair said something really funny where she was like, at one point, what did you just say to me?
Oh, I said,
about
I was
New York.
looking through my notes and I just had the word empty bucket. And I was trying to remember what it was. I was like, oh, at one point they were at the pool and Sonja just went, what? And they have an empty bucket?
Like, what? Who cares? She was just losing
all
her
part of her spiral.
Oh, such a spiral. It was so strange.
It's funny how many spirals there are in one episode. Like multiple women lost their mind.
Yeah, Barb.
In one day.
Barb, Tinsley. That day was a spiral. We have to call it like we see it. So Barb, Tinsley, Sonja, Bethenny. Luann was cool as a cucumber. I mean, to be yelled at like that and to just be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I did care about her. Like to have that reserve. Oh. I would be in tears.
Yeah. I mean, I like to have everyone's popping off at her and she's
not even sweating. I bet she's not wearing Tom's deodorant like I am. I'd be sweating up a storm.
Same.
Sorry to keep talking about New York, guys. I know we did this last week too, but it's
so good.
There's so much to say. I'm sure I forgot something. Oh, God.
The picture of the kiss between Harry Dubin and, oh, my God, her mouth was inside his mouth.
It was incredible. I don't know how it was like one of those little Russian dolls. Yeah. You just keep opening and there's more people.
It looked like he was just going to like suck her all the way in.
Yeah, it was wild. But again,
I'm going to try that kiss sometime.
Yeah. I mean, I might try with Harry one time. Let's see how it all goes. I wouldn't mind it. Should we talk Potomac?
I'd love to.
These ladies, they are a trip. A trip. Now, we open it with the episode and Robin is casual as usual. Robin never met a dress she wants to put on. Like she's Denise Richards. She's just always like, I just throw this on.
Like doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. I like Robin a lot.
Oh, I love Robin. She's gorgeous too.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful. I love her hair. I mean, she is, and I love her relationship with Juan. And I know I've said this on the podcast before, but she is just the least amount of energy a person could get. And it works
for her.
Like the amount of energy I just give saying hi to someone, like that's what she uses in a day.
That's a great point. Now, if I had to pick like a couple on all of the housewives to have a threesome with, it would be her and Juan.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good time.
Oh, great
They're
time.
both hot.
Both of them.
Yeah.
In a second.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think. And that's great. Who would I have a threesome with?
Well, Harry and
whoever.
Yeah. And one of the girls.
Depends. Yeah. Depends where he is that day. But yeah, I guess they would be my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I'm into Candy, but not Todd.
Yeah.
But I am into those
Well,
two.
a lot of the Atlanta women.
Yeah.
And they go with hunky guys.
Yeah, they like I mean, before Apollo's problems, I would have said him.
Yeah.
And Phaedra, they were a hot-looking couple.
Oh my gosh! I actually just looked at a picture of them today. I don't know why, but yeah.
Oh, I know why. Because he had a parole violation and I think went out of prison. So there was some news regarding
might have been that
Apollo today. Yeah. in our papers of choice, there was some news. But sorry, back to Potomac.
How did this one start? I can't even remember.
I do remember Katie, who's back from the dead. Katie got surgery on her hands so they don't sweat.
I've heard of people doing that.
I've never heard of that.
I think you just get Botox or something.
In your hands?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm saying that like that's normal, but like I feel like I've just heard people say that.
No, I have a dry hand. So that's, in fact, I would say they're more, like tough than sweaty. So that's not my problem, but
I feel you could have that, but still have wet.
Like a dry, clammy hand? Oh,
yeah,
Lord. That's the worst of
You're not going to want
both
it.
Worlds.
I think it's a disease.
My hands?
Your hands in particular are a disease.
My scaly hands?
The sweaty thing.
Oh.
There's like a name for it. I sound like a doctor.
You do. I'm believing you. I'm like, oh, okay. She must know. She's saying it's true. I believe you completely. And then we got to see Katie trying on nipple tassels
with Ashley.
And you know what? Wonderful boobs. Both of them. Terrific.
I guess.
I wouldn't. My breast couldn't hold a tiny triangle. Those would just fall right. My nipples would be like, no. What? No.
Or what would be even worse? It would be if it didn't cover the full nipple.
You know what? Life is tough all over. That's me too. Look, having a baby is not great for the bod, and so there are things that grow and never shrink.
I guess they're good. I don't even know.
It's tough all over, and so that you can't hide anything in a nipple tassel.
Yeah,
and I like lingerie as I've said on the podcast that hides things and. The type
like sweats.
Yeah, like just I'm basically in like a
nightgown.
Yeah, I'm in like a granny nightgown, if anything. Or I'm basically just in like a onesie. Yeah. At night. It's not great.
I liked Katie this episode. I thought she brought it.
You did, yeah. She is giving us something.
I mean, she was so. I love somebody with a hangover, and I love that she couldn't get out of bed the last day.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, and I relate. If I go, like the fact that everyone else can bounce back.
They all bounce back.
When I go on a trip with my friends, like if I get fucked up that night, like everyone's like, "What can we do for you? What can we get you?"
I know. But, for me, my favorite is still Karen. Just her turns of phrases when she was saying, like, trust and believe. Like, I want to start adding that to my repertoire. Trust and believe. I just want to say that to people, like, after I say something like trust and believe. Mm-hmm. Like, I just, like, it made me giggle so hard. I love her.
How about when she was, when Karen was feeding Brutus being the big old alligator?
That alligator was terrifying.
And one of them said, he older than Michael.
God. They're so funny. Oh, my God.
And when they were going to the alligators and Robin kept going, all right, ready to ride the alligators? Like she thought they were going to ride.
Maybe that's why she was in such a casual short.
Yeah.
Because all the ladies like kind of did it up and she's like, I'm going to wear my shorts if we're riding alligators today. Because I don't want to wear my nice pants to get on an alligator. Like that's just bad planning.
Yeah, I'll just put my little shorts on.
Because, alligators are scaly and I don't want to go my pants when I'm on the bucking bronco alligator that we're going to ride like a horse.
Yeah, I mean, she said it numerous times.
We're going to go ride the alligators.
Ready to ride the alligators?
I didn't even notice that. Thank you for drawing my attention to that. One of the saddest things that happened on the episode that to me just made me feel really terrible, but also made me laugh was when Candace starts singing Happy Birthday and no one starts singing along.
I just kept thinking, like, what would my dad do if one of my friends started singing Happy Birthday to him like that?
And nobody started singing along, and then Ashley sort of came in at the end. It was it was almost as bad as Tinsley talking about her mugshot and her chihuahuas.
Yeah, it was tough.
Right? I was like, oh, stop singing. Candace, not that her voice isn't good, but it's not great. It's not great. I mean, it's not Kim Zolciak, but it's not great.
Yeah. I mean, to your friend's dad, Curtis, he's turning 80.
And she doesn't even know him.
No.
Karen has a relationship with Giselle's dad. It seems like they have like a bit of a past in Robin, but
Candace is
just like, I know what this party needs. Me. My voice singing to a man I just met.
Was wild. Do you know who's like really, really boring me this season?
Who?
Monique.
Yeah, well, maybe, is it because she's pregnant?
Yeah.
It does take the lifeblood out of you. It
does. Like, I mean, for me, I don't care to watch anybody engaged or anybody pregnant.
Really? Those take it out of me?
Yeah, like, it's not like, I think, like, that's not fun. It's not as unique as people pretend like it is.
No, it's not. As a person who did it, there's a lot of us going around.
A lot of women do that.
You got to bring more to the table than just being pregnant.
And so it's like, if you can't drink, I don't know, if you're not drinking on...
Well, we've had pregnant people on the show, but who have we had that has been pregnant and has still brought it? I mean, Bethenny.
Yeah, but she's just like psycho enough.
Yeah, so you need to be bananas.
She's got other drama. Usually.
Teresa was pregnant. Oh, but we just saw her on like a reunion pregnant.
Yeah.
Is that it? Does it take the lifeblood out of them?
And I think especially because Monique's not bringing
As a
anything
feminist, I want to say, like, pregnant women can do everything. But then it's like, maybe they can't be batshit crazy.
Yeah.
maybe it's the universe saying to them, like, get on. This isn't a healthy place for you to be.
Yeah.
Don't be on TV while you're nurturing a life in your body.
But she's staying there, and we're probably going to see her baby get born. Like,
I guess so.
That's not entertaining. Like,
I mean, her two children are so cute, though. Like,
yeah, they are. They're cute.
They're like, yeah, they're okay. I mean, they are adorable children. But you're right. I mean, like, unless you're bringing something to the table, being pregnant isn't enough. I'm sorry.
For me, it's not.
And I say this as a woman who has been pregnant and has worked through her pregnancy, and you have to bring it, no matter what you're doing.
And I love when my friends are pregnant. I love my friends' kids.
No, you don't.
I know. I truly do. I truly do. But I don't. No. I don't need to hear you tell me about it all the time.
No, you're not bringing enough to the table. Oh, me.
Yes.
You got to stand up or get out.
Or get out.
Or learn your lesson from Barb. No, why did Karen blow up at Giselle for setting boundaries? Because it seems to me Karen has set a lot of boundaries. And then she doesn't want Giselle to set boundaries.
It's like when you're trying to like rationalize with a completely irrational person.
Yeah.
So like I feel like anybody who talks about boundaries a lot, it's like they clearly don't have any.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
like
Karen does not. I mean, neither of them have, but I feel like Giselle was like, okay, maybe because she was punishing Karen by setting boundaries, and Karen could feel that.
Yes.
But
that initial shock of someone being like, this is where I'm drawing the line. And then it's like, well, fuck you.
I know. But it was like, literally like last episode, Karen was like, this is my line.
Yeah.
And Giselle was like, okay, I hear. Like Giselle took it and said, all right, okay, like I'm going to try and work within your boundaries. And then Karen was like, and then she's like, and I'm going to see you that boundary and set some of my own. And Karen was like, no fucking way.
I feel like I've dealt with people like that before.
Oh, I think I am that person. Yeah. I'm like, I can't have that energy around me. And then when someone says that about me, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is great energy. What is wrong with this energy?
Oh my, like people would kill to be around me.
This is terrific energy.
A lot of people appreciate me, you know.
And so I am that person, so I understand it, but it's just weird.
Now, one person I wanted to make note of was Dookie Chase.
Yes, Dookie Chase. Her restaurant. I think she's like a famous, like, you know, a person in New Orleans. I think she's like a civil rights leader and a chef and has done amazing, great works. I really want to have that gumbo. I'm such a gumbo fan.
Yeah, and for me, I thought Dookie Chase was like, maybe she's my Harry Dubin.
You would have sex with you want Dookie Chase.
Dookie Chase had like the most beautiful smile. Like
she did.
Her face. Like how old was she? 100?
Something like that.
And she's my Harry Dubin because I was looking at Dookie like the chair, her wheelchair made her look her age, but her face.
Oh, beautiful,
like, beautiful skin, like less wrinkles than me.
She can cook.
Yeah, I felt like an old baseball mitt looking at her. Like she was.
She's your Harry Dubin.
Yeah, Dookie.
What?
Yeah,
Dookie
I was just like,
Chase and Harry Dubin. We should double date.
Yeah, we should
double date with Dookie and Dubin. Yes, but at least she's like a stalwart of the community and a good person. Harry Dubin is a piece of shit. Dookie has a record and has probably saved lives, and Harry Dubin has taken them. Some sort of syphilis or something. So I don't think that my crush is quite as
good as mine. That smile, Dookie's smile, though. My goodness.
I mean, lights up the room.
It does.
Lights up the room.
And then where were they eating? They were eating a buffet at some point. Did you see that?
Oh, that was at the birthday party.
Yeah, and it was like why were they? Did they announce that it was a white party, or were they just all wearing white?
I can't remember.
I didn't
detail.
I didn't know.
I mean, it seems like if you're on a housewife show, you're you got to
wear
white.
Party.
Wear white because odds are it's a white party. Like in all the cities, we've had at least two.
Yeah.
So, and I know we've had one on Potomac. So, like when in doubt, if you're like, oh fuck, what's the theme? Like wearing white, wear it. You cannot go wrong.
They were all doing
a white party or a flapper dress, and you are good to go.
Yeah, you got to have that.
Like have one under the other, just in case you're unclear as to which one it is. But you're safe if you pack for both of those.
And then they showed that food buffet, and
it wasn't. Oh, I thought it looked delicious.
Did you? I think it's just that I love a buffet and I get excited about it, but then I also am in my brain being like, I'm going to go overboard.
So you're already judging you at a buffet that you cannot reach with your hands because it is on the television.
So I already felt full.
You're already feeling full and guilty.
Yes.
I'm worried about you. Blair, we have some food issues that we need to talk about.
I know.
We got to talk about that.
We'll talk about it after. Yeah.
All right, should we take another little break?
Absolutely.
And we'll come back with a Southern Charm. Okay, we're back with Southern Charm. And I don't think we have that much to say about it because there's not. I mean, do you have thoughts on Southern Charm this season? I mean, I just want Craig to wake up and make his pillows.
I know. Well, I just think that, like, Craig and Shep, all those guys are just everything that's wrong with men.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, the Shep's whole thing this season about shaming Austin's girlfriend after he had a threesome.
It makes zero sense. And meanwhile, we've seen that threesome scene. It's the only footage we have seen this entire season. We've seen it twice an episode.
At least.
Is that all we have?
It's literally it. And it's like, that's already on the internet.
So gross.
Austin's parents saw it. He said that this week.
And it's him with like a semi-hard boner. It's so gross.
Ugh. And he's like playing with it.
I know. It's so.
Oh, no. What is her name? What's her name?
His girlfriend?
Yeah.
I cannot remember.
God, Morgan or
something.
And he's like yelling at her.
She's just another like Southern blonde. I don't know. No offense to any Southern blonde.
No.
But it's
so bad. They're just like, what's wrong with like the world? Everyone around them is enabling all of them. Like the fact that Craig has that girl that just is like doing his life for him.
What is that?
It's like she's doing his life.
He has nothing to do. And where is he getting the money to afford? I'm sorry, but Southern Charm cannot be paying them that much.
Well, he's like an influencer. Like he does all those ads on his
for
Instagram.
like flat tummy tea.
Like suitcases.
I have to say, I've never been asked to be an influencer, and I'm starting to get upset. I mean, not that I am one. I probably don't have nearly enough followers, but not a FabFitFun box to be found.
It's more like for reality TV people.
I know, but somebody could offer me a 310T.
Just putting that out there.
Just putting it out there. Happy to embrace it, but nothing bad for the body. So I'd rather a FabFitFun box, but whatever, anything.
Or like a natural deodorant or something.
Oh, please. I'm
That'd
your best. Nice. I'm your best. Guys, I'll really talk you up if you are in the influencer game, guys. Have me on the payroll. But yeah, I mean, he does nothing all day.
I mean, that girl is literally just doing his life for him. Like
his pillows. He has an opportunity to do something that nobody else wants, but they are buying it because he's on this show. And again, we are the problem.
Yes.
But get up and make a goddamn pillow.
But they're all like that. Austin, Shep. I mean, even fucking Pat. Like she's got the servant, or what is that called? A butler?
Yes.
Doing everything for her. It's like, what? Why can't anybody do anything?
Nobody can do anything.
Because none of them are working even.
No.
So it's like, ugh. It's bad. It's dark if you really think. Like even Shep.
And we're at that sad treehouse. I mean, it's pretty, but like, I don't know. It feels like rainy. And just, I mean, Danny and her wanting to get stuff from Catherine, and Catherine is not a person that you'll ever be able to pin down. So it's trying to like, what is that expression? Like squeeze water from a stone. Like
I don't know that one, but I like it.
I think is it from the Bible? Maybe it's from just the Breakfast Club. No. It's from something.
It's again that thing where these people have these expectations that any of these other humans are going to act like rational human beings, but it's like we know that they're all mentally ill. Like,
I mean, I don't believe Danny is. I think she's
Danny's
just
good. Yeah, and when they showed all those clips of her actually like going to bat for Catherine, I was like, oh, you are a good person. You are trying. But at the same time, Danny's like 35 and Catherine's like 22. So to like expect. I mean, if I were going on vacation with 22-year-olds, I would be like, I don't put me down. Like this
I know. It's just and not that people of all different ages can't get along, but you have to expect from.
Yeah, I mean, I want to date Dookie, so like I'm not ageist.
No, you're just saying like we should know what to expect from people, and I blame Danny for expecting more from Catherine.
Yes.
Catherine is giving us all she's got, and that's gotta be enough. Though at one point, I think it was the last episode where like she goes away for 2 days to New York to meet with this old man that she is, another old man that she's dating. And I say this, he's probably my age, but I just mean like maybe too old for her. And he's because I'm 100. Yeah. But she comes home and she's like, oh, mail. Like, that's just too overwhelming. Yes. She's like, for 2 days and she's like, oh, the mail. Okay. Like, she's just so like upset and overwrought from mail.
Yes.
Like, it's just like too much for, like, she can't handle mail, Danny. She can't handle anything else.
Right? I mean, none of them
She has 2 kids and an ex that's like going to jail. Like, just
let her go.
Accept and
when Shep was like, she's acting like a child, or she's a
she
child.
is
Yes.
one.
I mean, Shep acting like he has this moral high ground is something that is so maddening to me. Yeah. Where I'm like, what are you
He has no
doing?
ground.
It's like when like guys just say that like, oh, that guy's a really good guy. And I'm like, in what sense of the word?
No.
Like, how?
No, he's not.
Like, if you have to say that about
he's
someone?
a frat boy who never has grown up, who's still in a frat, and he's like 40, and he's still in a frat, and that's just not a great place to be.
One other thing I noticed about Craig when he was at lunch with Shep, he was like jittering the whole time
because he's
not sleeping and just taking Adderall, and
none of those guys are well.
No.
All of their livers are about to explode.
Yeah.
Look, the fuel of reality TV is alcohol.
Yeah,
and we know that to be true.
Yeah,
but and it keeps us going, but it has side effects, and they're not great.
And honestly, that's why I still watch Summer House. You don't watch that?
I have not, only because I just haven't had a minute yet. But I mean, should I be? Everyone's telling me I should be watching it.
It's like it reminds me. It gives me anxiety watching it because it reminds me of like maybe when I was in my 20s and I would just get like I worked like an office job and I would get work all week, and then on the weekends I would get fucked up from the second I left work until like Sunday night, and I'd go to work on Monday and they'd be like, how was your weekend? I would have no voice and I would be like, it was laid back. Low key.
Yeah. Just clean my house and organize my bills and paid everything.
Yeah, it was really low key.
Taking care of a dog right now. It's not dead. It's fine.
And so like they party so hard and destroy themselves all weekend. And so I remember the anxiety that would give me. So I see it and I get that. And they're scum of the earth too.
Yeah.
The Summer House, but there's something
I know. I got to take them on. My next new show is going to be Married to Medicine. I've decided that is the next one I'm taking on. But I feel after that, Summer House could be in the mix there.
I mean, I push for Below Deck over Summer House, but Summer House, Southern Charm is like dipping. I'm just
below Deck.
Oh yeah,
Southern Charm
is worse than Below Deck. Below Deck is
rising above Deck.
I would say Below Deck is over even. I mean, because Vanderpump I felt is losing steam for me.
Really interesting.
So
because they're all sort of like getting married and money now, and it's like not.
Yeah, I know some of them make like $1 million.
Well, they're buying these crazy houses where I'm like, what's happening to our children?
Yeah,
what's happening to our?
Is who's making all the money, like. Yeah, so Vanderpump just got a little.
No, you're not the first that is saying that. So Summer House is and Below Deck. Well, as I have said many times in the podcast, I have dipped into Below Deck on planes, and I very much enjoy myself.
Yes.
So it's not that I'm opposed to it. It's just trying to juggle all the balls in the air.
I totally get it. I mean, there's something fun about them being kind of like they're stuck together. So like, and they hook up and.
Oh, I've watched like people have sex on Below Deck, like in a small boat in night vision.
Yes, and they show like their bare ass.
Yes,
and,
I've seen some things I can't unsee on Below Deck, and I'm
then
like,
they
whoa,
work together the next day.
I know, and in close quarters. It's not like when you stop off, like where are you going?
Yeah,
like you can't.
They can't escape each other.
They just have to go Below Deck.
Yes, exactly.
That's why that's called that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm having a thought of something I was going to say about Potomac. Actually,
sure.
Just to go back, one thing I was thinking, something that I think it's. Ashley, when they were fighting over like whether Ashley should have kids or like she shouldn't be drinking if she wants to have kids, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It made me think of like how they're telling each other how to live each other's lives. Like I do that. Like I have an opinion on how everybody should live their life, but I would never say it to somebody's face. And I think that's really interesting to see that they're literally telling someone like, well, this is what you have to do if you want to get pregnant. But like, I'm always saying like, well, if somebody wants to get pregnant, they should be doing this.
Yeah, I would never.
But the fact that they're saying it to each other's faces.
Especially after someone has miscarried and not asking for your help.
Yes.
And you have never been through fertility issues yourself and you're giving fucking advice.
It's wild.
Like, stay in your fucking lane. But if these women stayed in their lane, we wouldn't be watching
anything.
Show.
Exactly.
What are we watching? These women
but yeah, so I can't say I'm much better because I have opinions on how everybody should live their life. But
yeah. Oh, I have tons of opinions.
Like that's all I talk about? No.
Fine, their backs though, not their faces.
But
I'm an animal.
Yeah, sorry I got off there, but I was just thinking of that.
I don't really have anything more to say about Southern Charm.
I was just gonna say I hate Pat.
Yeah, she's an awful
And
human
that
being.
scene when what's her servant's name?
I cannot remember.
Michael
this.
or
Yes,
something?
Yes, yes.
When she had him pick up the 2 dogs under his arms and waddle out of the room.
The stories Michael might have.
Oh my God. And the fact that he does it, the show is just people enabling these lunatics.
Yeah.
And Pat's starting to look like Michael Jackson too.
Oh, yeah. She's done.
Her and Lisa Vanderpump.
They've both done work. Speaking of Lisa Vanderpump, I want to go to Beverly Hills. We'll take a little break and then we'll come back. Okay, we're back with Beverly Hills. Now, Blair, you are not a huge watcher of Beverly Hills, but you have some interesting insight into the world.
Well,
Can we talk about it?
We can talk a little bit about it.
Sure.
I know John Sessa.
Sesha,
as you like to say.
You know the John Sesha, the one involved in Lucy Juicy Apple Goosey.
Yes.
Lucy
Juicy Apple Juicy?
Juicy something.
What is
Lucy Apple Juice.
Juicy, yes. And I stopped watching like mid Lucy Goosey.
It was too much for you to see your friend in peril.
I think I was just like that. I wasn't connecting to it. Like I didn't.
Nobody
give
is
a shit.
connecting to it. Nobody cares about it.
And I was watching him like, well, yeah, we were good friends in high school.
Yeah. I won't make you say more. But it's wild.
Yeah, we've been in touch because I did text him after that one I keep saying that I'm going to go over to his house for a game night, but we just haven't gotten it on the books.
And has he given you any insight into the controversy that nobody cares about?
Yeah, I texted him once about, I was with Casey, we went on a walk, and by walk I mean we walked to a restaurant.
That's kind of walk.
Yeah, and got food or drinks or something. And there I texted John to ask him about for insight on the puppy thing. And he didn't say much other than he really didn't know what whoever the Dorit or who had the dog did with the dogs. And then I kind of stopped watching, so I didn't have enough to ask him. But but I know him.
But to be 1 degree away for us is very
cool.
It's pretty special.
And I wish I kept up because I could get
Had
more
you
juice out
not
of him.
talked to him in years and then all of a sudden you text him, you're like, hi. Well, we saw you on TV.
We reconnected when I moved out here.
Okay.
And so we hung out once or twice.
And did he tell you he was going to be involved in a storyline this season, or he just pops up on your Bravo screen and you're like, what the fuck?
He just popped up in my Bravo. But I knew that he worked because the one time I went to see him when I moved here 3 years ago, I went to his house and they were starting Vanderpump dogs. Oh, wow. So there was this room full of
dog shit.
And I got a doggy collar with big studs on it.
Do you have a dog?
No.
For yourself?
I gave it to someone, but I had it for months.
You were gifted a dog collar from John Sesha?
I don't.
Why aren't you?
I don't know.
Keeping that with you like a trophy.
I don't know why I took it. Because it wasn't even a gift. It was do you want one? And I was like, sure. So I took it home and I had it forever and I gave it to someone. But I will say, I don't remember where people stand. Do you think that he is just an assistant? Because he actually is.
I believe he is in charge of operations.
Okay.
I think John Blizzard
is an assistant. Because John Sessa, he has a
Please
doctorate.
Call him Sesha.
Sesha. Yeah, sorry, Sesha.
I know you know.
He's smart and has a, I remember when I met up with him, he was a venture capitalist and he was investing in.
He feels like
Vanderpump dogs. He does, but then I look at his Instagram now and it's
all dogs. I will say I am
saving dogs.
I went to the Vanderpump Dogs website this week because we are looking for a dog right now.
Oh.
And we would we got an awesome rescue dog the last time and she was our first baby. And so we are looking to find another one now. And so I went to Vanderpump Dogs. I was like, I can't, I just can't mix.
Yeah. Business with
I don't want to shit where it's I just feel not that they know who I am. They have no idea. And no tagging, obviously, guys, that is our policy. So I don't want her to know who I am. But it just felt I was in her house and I shouldn't be. Yeah. And I was just I don't think I can mix those worlds, though there were some very cute dogs. So if anybody else is looking, you should definitely, but I feel going in there, I don't know. Again, they don't know I exist on the planet. I am not worried about that.
I wonder though, because I'm scared to say much more about John.
I know you are covering your mouth. And I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah.
But no, and as of course I wouldn't want you to, say anything about a friend, but it is like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like it's hard to mix the worlds, but I am looking for.
Well, John and I, is this what you're looking? We did make out once. When we were both straight.
When you were both straight and you both are no longer straight. Wow.
A drunken night, yeah.
Wow. And you guys, and look at you now. Look where you are.
I have showed him, like, I hang out with some gay guys now, and I'm like, look at this guy. Been there.
Been there. Yeah. You and John Sesh had a wonderful night long ago, and now you both are attracted to the opposite sex. I mean, to the same sex, but the opposite of what you were
what we
making
originally
out
were.
with. That's a story for the ages.
Yeah. And now, I mean, this is going to be controversial if I say this, but so he's obsessed with like saving the Yulin dogs or whatever?
Yes, Lisa, as is Lisa.
Yeah.
They're both very into the Yulin Dog Meat Festival and having that go away. As, of course. Really?
I'm a monster. Well,
you think it's okay to eat dogs?
Why not? Why do we draw the line there? Am I allowed to say that? People, I'm going to get burned at the stake.
You're going to get burned at the stake.
But I mean, what's the difference between dogs and horses or goats? No,
well, I wouldn't eat a horse either. And I wouldn't eat a goat, but somebody would. I'll drink their milk. I'll drink the fuck out of their milk.
You wouldn't eat goat? People eat goat here.
Oh, I'll eat that goat cheese like it's fucking going out of style. I'll lap it up big time. I'll fucking put a pile of it in my mouth. Slurp it down real nice.
Can you slurp it?
I will. I'll find a fucking way to slurp that goat cheese. I have put piles of it in my mouth.
I just feel like, I don't know, if that's what your biggest cause is, saving dogs.
You are dipping into territory.
I'm fucked. I mean, I don't know. I worry about people more than...
No, but I'll tell you, I'm like, if I watch a movie and somebody dies in a movie, I'm like, fuck it, who cares? But if a dog dies in a movie, I fucking will lose. I cannot watch a movie where a dog dies. Wow. Have you ever had a dog?
No.
That's why.
But like, if I could eat it,
What? No, if I put a dog in front of you, which I wouldn't, you're not going to eat a dog. You're going to eat Rusty over here. You are not eating a dog.
I know. I probably wouldn't. I should, whatever. I just feel like, I don't know. That's one of those things where like,
I'm going to serve you one night, human and dog.
Human and dog.
And I'm going to see.
I think human. Yeah.
Would you eat a person?
No, I think that's where the line is drawn for me is human. That's the one I wouldn't eat.
That's what you wouldn't eat.
Everything else, I feel like it's
all up for grabs.
It's up for grabs.
Wow.
It's culture. It's a cultural thing, I feel like.
Good for you. Okay. I mean, not
like,
good for
I
you.
don't know. Like, good for me. I don't know. Like, I went to Argentina and people were eating horse there. I mean, I couldn't. I tried it.
I love how you're like, I couldn't actually. I tried.
I mean, I couldn't order it, but
what would Teddy Mellencamp say? She would be so upset.
And that's fine.
Teddy Mellencamp would lose her fucking mind at you. Oh, wow. These are real. This is real coming out. Okay, this is a bull. I love it. Okay, I'm just going to say a few things real quick because I don't know what I can say beyond the fact that you'd eat a dog and you've eaten a horse.
I think it was a pony.
Oh, you're a monster. You're a fucking monster. You're like, it was a baby. It was just born. It had just learned to walk and we dragged it away from its mother. And I
ate it.
Chomped down.
But it's like we eat lambs, baby lamb.
I do not. Okay. Wow.
I know. At this point, I'm like, I want nothing good for anybody. I'm like, the girls have to keep drinking.
and I want the dogs and horses on my plate. ASAP. Braised, confit, however, I'll take it in a goddamn casserole.
Honestly, it's probably how it's
Vicky,
best.
you'd want it Vicky style in a casserole. Oh my God. Oh Lord, this got dark. Okay, just a few things.
Sorry.
No, I love it. Oh, are you kidding me? I'm obsessed with you now. Okay, this is just a few moments that I remembered during their vacation when they're all going to France and they're all like, why are we carrying our luggage? We only have two guys? Like that complaint. Like, why are we carrying our luggage? Somebody else should be carrying our luggage. The luggage that somebody else packed for me? Somebody else should be carrying it. Like I mean, I've never said that in my life. I'm always like carrying a huge trunk around. Be like, guess this is on me. Like, I can't imagine just thinking.
I literally pack thinking like, will I be able to lift it into the bin?
Yeah. Like, and even if I'm not, like, I'll do life
it.
Finds a way.
Yeah, I'll blow my back out
figure
for
it out. Casey has blown. Well, she did it carrying luggage, but also trying on a bra. But we've all had our difficulties. Another thing was like, I don't know why it pissed me off off so much when they're in this beautiful like castle or whatever estate and Teddy's on the fucking treadmill first thing in the morning.
God.
It made me so angry. It gave me like, I was so angry with her. And I know it's because I have guilt about my own feelings and how I'm not in shape enough and not helping my body enough, but like, you know, like healthy stuff like that. But it just made me angry.
Yeah, and I totally get that. It's like when someone says they're like a vegan or something and then you get mad at them. And it's like you're just mad at yourself because you're like, why don't I take better care of myself?
Yes, of course. But like an anger rush. Yeah. I felt hot.
And it's because she sucks.
She sucks, but also like it's my issue stuff too. And then, I hate the way Dorit says piazza, which is like, it's in the piazza. Like it had 20 syllables. I was just like, all right, we get it. You're fucking European, even though you're not. And then these are just moments that really made me laugh. When Lisa Rinna said when she was talking about Erika Jane and how she was like playing Erika Jane and she was like, as an actor, I really commit to what I do. I was like, I have seen you in many performances, Lisa Rinna. You are not that good of an actor.
Always the same too.
Always the same.
And it's just you.
And I'm, again, happy for this performance. I'm not complaining, but let's not pretend you're sinking your teeth. You're Meryl Streep in this shit over here. You're not sinking your teeth into Erika Jane, the character. It's just not going to happen.
Speaking of Meryl, did you see her on Big Little Lies?
Of course, she was terrifying. Terrifying.
That scream.
Oh my God. I thought it was even more terrifying when she had that quiet, when she was like, yeah. Basically, she was like, I don't trust short people.
Oh
like,
my
what?
God, that line.
I was like, I'm terrified. You're so scary than the scream when she was like, I don't trust short people. It's not an insult. I'm just saying. That was so Housewives. It's not an insult. I'm just saying it.
Oh my God, I loved
it's a fucking insult. You don't get to decide what an insult is.
But when she mentioned she was going to scream, I was like, oh my God, don't do it. That like, it was that feeling of what you feel before you're going to throw up feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to shake me.
Oh, no. And then the last thing is just, of course, Kyle buying another hat. I mean, she never not buying a hat. I was just like, all right, we get it. You like a hat on your head. And then just the fact that Erika has zero sense of humor about herself. And I feel like she does have a sense of humor, but just not about herself. It's just, it doesn't look good on her when she doesn't have a sense of humor about herself. And it's not like someone dressing up as her. She likes that because that's a celebration of her. But when someone's making fun of her, she just can't. I mean, I don't know. Nothing makes me laugh harder than when people make fun of me. It makes me, I mean, obviously, if it's just mean-spirited, no, I don't like that. But you can tell the difference if someone's just like having a go at you or if somebody's really like like insulting you. And so
she's not playful.
I just sounded like Dorit. Someone's having a go at you. Sorry, everybody.
But she's someone too where it's like she peaked and it's just like,
I know. What are we getting right now?
But I mean, Beverly Hills in general, to me, it's like, what is it anymore? It's like, of all the people that live in LA, like there's so many crazy, interesting people here.
We might need to wipe the slate.
I mean, and even do a different pocket of Los Angeles. I mean, there's so many crazy, narcissistic people in Los Angeles that are doing wild things right in front of our faces.
All
and I'm
over
like,
the place.
This is who we're...
Or California.
Yeah.
Let's explore some other cities. I'm ready for that too.
Something new.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
And then, Camille lost her house, which is obviously devastating. I don't like Camille, but I don't want her to lose her house.
Yeah. But I mean, like, worse things happen to better people.
No, of course. Of course. Oh my God. Of course. Oh my God.
Like Camille losing her house is right around saving the dog.
I would put Camille's house below that. You're a monster. Oh my God. I love that you're coming out so hard against you. You're like on the side. Like you're not even like whatever. You're like, hey, we got to I'm doing a fundraiser to support the dog meat industry.
Yeah, actually, I'm going against that.
You're really taking a stand.
Yeah.
Well,
I just feel like we should get to eat it.
Next time you get hungry, don't go to Vanderbilt.
But I sometimes am even like, is it fair of us to be doing this to dogs? Like having them in our home?
What? That's what you think is unfair? That's your problem? That's where you draw the line?
I don't know. Do they want to be
when
running
a dog is at my house, I treat him like a king.
I know. That's what we do. But is it like the same as SeaWorld?
Wow. I don't know.
I'm probably going to lose, I would say followers. I don't have any, but maybe some friends.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I am still in the hunt for a dog. So if anyone can Let me, if anyone has a good rescue, and don't tell Blair because she's trying to eat the goddamn dog. Don't send her.
I did
send it.
mention-
Just privately DM me so she doesn't look on my Instagram. Fake it up.
Between that and the buffet, it's like, oh.
You were upset about a buffet. You were like, ugh, that buffet looked disgusting. But you're like, that dog looked yummy. Oh, God. Okay. Well, Blair, you have been amazing.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you were here. You really made me laugh.
Likewise, this
You're
is fun.
hilarious and a terrible person. Great person, but not a good dog advocate.
Yeah. I might not be a good person. I don't know.
No, I do believe you to be a good. Thank you so much, Blair Beeken. Do you have an Instagram you'd like to tell everybody about?
Sure, it's private.
It's private.
But if you want to look at my profile picture, it's little and
It's private, so you can look but don't touch. That's what you're telling us. Okay, good to know. Even to me, you're not even giving it to me.
it's
Interesting.
BC Beacon 3, and Beacon is all E's.
Oh, Beacon.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, feel free to ask me if you can follow me.
And I'd like to thank Casey for her wonderful message to us. Congratulations to Fletcher and Kathleen on their new baby. I'd also like to give a special shout out, a birthday shout out. It's a little belated, but happy birthday to Joanne Denenberg. Her birthday was June 11th. And your friend Danielle Libman is thinking about you. So are we. And thank you for being a listener. And I hope you had a great birthday. And thank you to Jordan, our wonderful engineer. Thank you to Earwolf. Thank you to our listeners. We will be back next week. And yes, look on my Instagram if you want to find out about the watch sesh at UCB in June or the special bitch sesh at the Jane Club for a wonderful cause with Miss June Diane. We're really excited about that. And I'll have all the information on my Instagram. So we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.